So I was 19 when I first started dating the abuser. I would randomly, early on in the relationship, get really emotional for no reason, just start crying. I didn't know why. At the time, I told myself, like, oh, it must be the birth control messing with my emotions, or I just don't know how to handle my alcohol. But looking back now, I really think that the manipulation was already starting to take a toll on my emotions. If I could have recognized it back then, not saying that I wouldn't have still gone down some sort of path that was bad for me, but I don't think anything could have been as bad as that. If you've seen some of my other videos, you already know that I didn't know what narcissism was, had never heard the word until about a year after I got out. So that would have been 11 years after the abuse started before I understood what really happened. And I think that society, or whatever you want to call it, we don't do a good enough job teaching young women, or men, I mean, men are victims of this all the time too, teaching people how to look for signs of abuse, because our society still teaches you that abuse is only physical. You're only getting abused if they hit you. That's not true. And to be honest, I would have way rather been hit, because I always thought that, that would be the clearer sign that he's a bad person. The emotional abuse was way worse. So, if you are a young person, or a person in general, who's dealing with a relationship where someone is making you feel crazy, or always putting you down, or making you feel like you don't deserve to be loved, that's abuse. Do yourself a favor and get out. There's no fixing it, because the narcissists are not capable of changing. The only way you can save yourself is to get away from them. It's hard. It's really hard to get out, because the only reality that you're allowed to have is the one that they give you. They completely take control of everything you believe, everything you hear, everything. Whether you give them control or not, they're going to take it. And it only gets worse. The amount of things that they start accusing you of and lying to you about, and just straight up manipulation, it never stops. You don't get a break from it. Sometimes things might seem decent because they're just trying to keep you there, because they know that you're getting close to the edge. Good things don't last with them. Every time that cycle repeats itself, the bad part is just going to get worse. These things are not normal. They're not okay. Don't let people treat you like that. Don't get yourself stuck in a situation that you can't find a way out of.